Okay, so we're going to go over probability. And the first thing we're going to do, they've given us a word problem, so we kind of got to try to make sense of a lot of this stuff. Asif, Sean, Bill, Francis, and Andrew are all running a race against each other. Assume they all have an equal chance of winning. Okay, so if they have equal chances of winning, first let's find out how many people are running the race. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there are 5 people running this race. If they all have an equal chance, think of it like, I know a dice have 6 sides, but think of it like rolling a dice. What would Asif's chance of winning be?
1 in 6.
Well, how many guys are there all day? Yeah, exactly. Which means Sean's is
1 out of 5.
Bill?
All 1 out of 5.
Exactly. They're all
1
out of 5 chances. Great.
50% chance.
So, first thing we want to check is this. Show the possible orders. In other words, I'm guessing they want us to show all, for the first 3 runners crossing the finish line. Okay. So, we have Asif, Bill. We'll just use their letters, their first letters. Sean, Francis, and Andrew. So we'll do AN for Andrew. These are the 5 guys, right? And like we said, they all have a 1 in 5 chance of winning. So possible outcomes, there are a lot of possible outcomes here, okay? Let's go first possible outcome. Well, first possible outcome could be Asif, Bill, and then Sean, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to keep Asif and Bill the same and rotate different third place runners until we exhaust them all. Then we'll change Bill, and we'll continue that same process.
So
there are a lot.
Make an organized list.
Yeah, we're going to make an organized list. So, option 2. We still have Asif and Bill, but this time, Francis is the third place runner.
No, you had to write Sean beside Francis, though.
Where?
Like, beside.
We've already used Sean. They just want the first 3 runners. So, our chart is first place, second place, third place. So we've had Asif, and we're going to do all the possible options where Asif finished first, Bill finishes second, and then Sean, or a different guy finishes third. Okay. Option 3. We still have Asif, Bill, and then who's the next one? Andrew. Okay. So now we've exhausted the other 3 guys.
Yeah.
So we have to change something in our order. What we'll do is we'll change the second place guy. Okay. So now we have Asif again. Who should we do? We'll do Sean since he's the next on the list, right? Sean. This time Bill's in third. Okay. And have you ever seen this, like quotations? I'm just going to do those for the above. Bill, do you know what that means? No? Okay, what that means is I'm just saying the thing above, I'm rewriting here just so I don't have to rewrite it. So option 5, when I put those quotations, what I'm saying is that Asif still finishes first, Sean still finishes second, but we're going to put a new third place finisher. Okay. And the new third place finisher will be, we're going to have Asif and Sean, so Francis. And then the new third place finisher will be Andrew. Okay? So, it looks like when Asif is in first, yeah, it's going to take quite a long time for all the many possibilities because we keep having to rotate our second guy. And every time we rotate the second guy, how many options do we get for third place finishes? We have 3 new guys, right? With Bill, we had 3. Then with Sean, we had 3. So we'll just focus on Asif and then we'll get the idea, okay? So then there's option 7. Asif's still in first, but this time Francis finishes second. Okay, well that means let's get Bill in third, then we quote it. After Bill, Sean's in third, and then Andrew in third. Okay, and the reason that was is because Asif and Francis finished first and second every single time. Okay, and do you see the order how we're going through this list? Okay, so first was 1, 2, then 1, 2, then 1, 2. Who's the last guy we haven't done in second place? Andrew. So we got to do 1, 2 with Andrew. Okay, so then there's option 10. Asif first, Andrew second, and then we go down the list. Bill third. Okay, we quote the first 2 guys, Asif and Andrew in first and second. Then Sean.
Is it easy to change, even for general things, to do the second one?
Yeah, it's always best to keep this in a specific organized fashion. So what I want you to notice now is we've actually exhausted Bill as second 3 times, Sean second 3 times, Francis second 3 times, and Andrew second 3 times. We've exhausted them all. So when Asif is in first, how many options are there altogether?
Wait, when
Of just Asif being in first?
12?
12. Then we have to repeat this entire process with Bill in first.
Oh my god.
So instead of doing that, let's just actually figure out how many there are. If there's 12 with Asif in first, how many will there be with Bill?
12.
12. And with Sean?
12.
Francis? Andrew. So here's the question. Even though they didn't ask it, how many are there? How do we figure this out?
12 times.
How many guys are there? 12 times 5 equals.
Yeah.
Do you know what it equals? I'll tell you. 60. There are 60 options, okay? That's a lot of options, okay? So we've done the first one. Here's the second one. What is the probability of Andrew being one of the first three runners to cross the finish line? I'm assuming there's no ties. Okay.
Wait, I have a question. Does that mean there's 60 possibilities or no?
There are 60 different ways these guys can finish the race.
So 60 possibilities.
60 possibilities, okay? So part B, what is the probability of Andrew finishing first, second, or third? Okay, well, we have options. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's a 5th place runner. And Andrew's possibility of finishing in any of these is what?
5.
1 out of 5, right? So let's think of it like this. So we know Andrew's going to finish the race. There's 1 in 5. And what's the possibility that Andrew finishes, I want you to just think of it this way, in any of the top 5? How would we figure that out? What would we do with all these probabilities? Okay, so what's his probability of finishing first?
1 out of 5.
Second?
1 out of 5.
Okay, so what about first and second? What would we do? There's a symbol we use in between. Yeah, we would add his probabilities. So what's the probability, okay, that Andrew finishes first to 5th? How do we add all these fractions? What do we do?
That's 5. 5 out of 5.
So 5 out of 5, so what does that mean?
1.
Yeah, it's 1 or 100%, right? 1 or 100%. So, but the question's asking us, what's the probability that he only finishes where? Top how many?
3.
How do we figure that out?
Wait,
Add what?
the fraction?
How many times?
3 times?
3 times.
3 out of 5?
His probability is 3 out of 5, right? And that makes sense because there's only 2 other options. So he has a 3 out of 5 chance, which is as a percentage is actually a 60% chance of finishing in the top 3. Okay, and then he has another 40% chance of finishing 4th or 5th. Okay, so that's how we let that because there's so many options, we just kind of highlight, okay, we find a probability for each option, and we just add our probabilities together. We're looking for top 3, so we just add those 3 probabilities together to figure out what his probability is to finish in the top 3.